There's one thing, right, that if every single man did this one thing right, they would become 10 times more attractive to women, all right? And it's not the easiest thing in the world because it does actually require for it to be a consistent thing, for it to be something that you kind of, that it's just a part of you, for something that you do, okay, like a mannerism of yours. If it's actually going to be a part of you, it needs to be, it kind of requires some internal change, right? Some form of self development, okay? And this one thing, right, that will make you 10 times more attractive to women, right? Despite anything, despite your looks, despite anything else, okay, is carrying yourself as if you kind of own the planet, okay? Now I know that sounds a little bit arrogant and a little bit like, oh, what are you on about, mate? Like, I'm gonna explain it all in more detail, obviously, in this video, okay? But first of all, why is that gonna be more attractive, okay? Well, first of all, let's state the obvious. Take the guy who's walking a little bit timidly, right? Not really, doesn't look like he's got a lot going for him, doesn't look like he's got really any purpose, doesn't even look like he's really going anywhere, just looks like he's letting life stroll him along. And then take the other guy whose chin's up, his shoulders are back, he's relaxed, he's calm, he's slow, that shows a level of confidence, okay, that is so attractive to women, okay, and that will literally make you 10 times more attractive, okay. And let me explain why this is so attractive, okay. It's not just because of how you look and because of, oh, it shows confidence, but because I've had people that come to me and say, "Oh, I had one guy in my comments saying I'm a balding Indian man, so I can't get women because of my appearance." Okay, um, this guy, okay, and I'm sure many others that think that their appearance is the thing that's holding them back, or whatever hindrance that they might have. They think that is what's holding them back from being able to attract women and being able to be better with women and whatever. They think it's that, okay. The first thing is they've got two limiting beliefs. They think the first one is they believe that it's only down to looks, okay? And the second thing is that they think that the looks that they have are hindering them from actually attracting women. And they think that thing is allowing them to not be able to attract women at all, okay? And this is completely wrong, okay? Because the thing is, no matter what hindrance you have or whatever, whatever you look like, something that you've got that you think is stopping you from getting women, it is not actually hindering you as much as you think. You're just letting it, okay? But your mind in this situation is your worst enemy. That's very cliche, but in this scenario, okay, your mind quite literally is what's stopping you from getting women, okay? When you're telling yourself, oh, my looks aren't good enough, I'm not good looking enough to get a woman. I've got this, I've got that, and that's the reason she doesn't like me. You're simply feeding into negative things that are just not going to serve you very well. Why would you feed into a negative thought or a negative belief or opinion or whatever if it's not going to serve you well, okay? Why would you not just, if you've got whatever it is that you think that is not, let's take the balding Indian man, for example. Let's say, you've got a shit hairline, whatever. You think that is what's stopping you from getting women, but imagine you completely flipped it around and you just owned it as like something that, you're kind of almost proud of it almost. You're like, yeah, whatever. I'm bottom, fuck it. I'm a balding Indian man. Who cares? I'm a walk around, you'll walk around like you own the planet. You don't give a shit. All right? Sometimes it's okay to be unnecessarily confident and even a little bit arrogant. Because as much as women say, I don't like arrogant guys, bullshit, bro. Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do, because it's all about male competition. The arrogant guys and the confident guys will 9 times out of 10 win against the guys that are not very confident, just kind of walking around like this, don't really know what they're doing. Just doesn't display any power, any confidence, any dominance of any kind. Okay, so you need to make sure whatever hindrance that you've got, whatever it is that you think you've got, no matter what, okay, no matter what you look like, just walk around like you own the planet. Because that is going to display that you don't give a shit about whatever it is that you've got. You own every part of you. You're confident in all of yourself, no matter what insecurities that you may have. Because if you can own an insecurity, okay, and actually be proud of it almost, that's a very attractive trait because it just shows you don't give a shit, okay? And obviously, yeah, I'm not telling you to not, try and improve yourself. I'm not telling you that to not try and do things to try and improve your looks, your health, just overall be as well-rounded as possible. Yeah, 100%, I push that. I want you boys to become as well-rounded as possible. I want you boys to improve yourselves in all areas, okay? And if you do want to improve your looks, okay, and master your genetic code to become the most physically attractive version of yourself, link below, okay? There is a course that I have set out, okay? It's a looksmaxxing protocol. It will walk you through the exact process that you need to take in order to master your genetic code and literally become the most attractive version that you possibly can be, okay? So for this summer, you're going to be looking, you're going to be lean, muscular, your face is going to be nice, nice and glowing. All the little tips, all the little secrets, everything you need to know to be as physically attractive as you possibly can be is within that protocol, okay? promise you won't regret it, okay? It doesn't cost that much. Just go and take a risk, okay? Go and make a difference. Go and learn from someone who's already done it, okay? Rather than, wasting time and wasting energy and wasting money on all this, on trying to figure it out yourself, okay? You can just literally learn it yourself, okay? You can just learn it from someone who's done it themselves, okay? Because I didn't used to be, I'm not saying that I'm like the most attractive person in the world, but I didn't used to be to the point where I am now, where I believe I've mastered my genetic code to a very, very optimal point now. I used to be skinny. I used to have spots all the time. I used to, have like no muscle on me, okay? And that was a large insecurity of mine, okay? But I put the work in and I did what I needed to do in order to become the person I am now, where I've got a nice, lean, muscular physique. And you can't really see it. I've got a top on, whatever, but I've got a good physique. And yeah, I'm not the biggest guy in the world by any means. I'm not a professional bodybuilder, but I have an aesthetic physique, okay? I've got a physique that I'm happy with. I've got a physique that's, that functions well, that's healthy. And that's what you want, okay? As a young man, that is the most important thing. Now, as I'm saying, despite all this, despite the fact I want you to improve yourself, I want you to always make sure you're working to be the best version of yourself. If you do have something that is either incontrollable or something that, you have at the time, whatever it may be, whatever insecurity it may be, whatever hindrance it may be, just own it, all right? Own it and be proud of it. Be proud of you. Own whatever it is that you have got, okay? Just be grateful that you are who you are. All right, because you are completely unique. I don't want to start turning into like some like old motor. You are special. You know what I mean? I don't want to start turning into that, but I'm just trying to make you realize that what you actually have, whatever limiting belief you've got in your mind, is not actually a limiting belief, so long as you don't let it be that. Okay? Because if you can sit there and say, oh yeah, no, I'm a balding Indian man, so I can't get women, and yeah, you're gonna come across like that. If you say that to yourself, you're gonna not care. You're not gonna come across. You're not gonna carry yourself with any confidence. Doesn't matter. Whereas if you say it to yourself, I'm a balding Indian man, who cares? All right. I'm going to go and prove to the world that I can go and get women, despite this thing that I've got, okay? Despite the way that I look. And you're going to carry yourself with that confidence and just that, that aura about you. That relaxed, chill vibe that you kind of give off. And women love that. Because not only, they're like a confident person who is just confident in himself in general, but they like someone who can actually own their insecurities and own, every single part of themselves, all right? And so long as you actually do physically believe this, okay, you do believe that you can get women, and you know that this is not actually as much of a hindrance as you think it was, that's when you'll start coming across that way. That's when you'll start consistently carrying yourself in this way. And that's why I mentioned at the start of the video that you need to kind of go through some kind of internal change and some self-development in order to actually be consistent with this, being able to carry yourself in this way that is going to make you 10 times more attractive to women. Okay, don't need to, and this is something that you can just start by, just pretending. Just practice, like actually you walking around with your shoulders back, and just practice the actual body language. At first, maybe you're not going to watch this video immediately and be like, oh, I'm automatically confident. Obviously maybe it's going to take a little bit of thinking, it's going to take a little bit of time for it to actually settle in and be like, yeah, you know what, I actually do need to just be confident in myself and own every part of myself. So long as you do that, so long as that belief is set in stone in your mind that you own every part of yourself and you're proud of yourself and you're confident in yourself, no matter what you have, no matter what you look like, you'll then consistently start walking with this aura, with this kind of energy that you just own the world, okay? And if everyone, I'm not gonna lie, bro, a lot of sorry, I can't fucking speak now. A lot of young men do that, okay? They will just walk like they're the dog's bollocks, but simply that's just the way it is, bro. But a lot of them kind of walk a little bit like over-exaggerated, you know what I mean? Whereas if you're just there, you're relaxed in your own skin, you're looking confident, chin's up, you're relaxed in your own skin, that's just showing that you're not trying to impress no one, you're just generally confident in yourself. A lot of these guys that are trying to pretend to be all confident and, all big and whatever, it's very obvious to women and to everyone else that it's just an act and they're pretending. Whereas if you actually genuinely believe, okay, that you are the man, okay, and you've got that, genuinely got that internal self-confidence in yourself, that's when it becomes real and you just genuinely become that attractive guy that's not trying to impress no one, but he's just confident in himself, okay? That's when it becomes real, okay? So that's why I'm saying you've got to become this guy. It's all right me if I was to just sit there and tell you, oh yeah, just walk with your shoulders back, it wouldn't even be a 9-minute video that it already is. It'd be a simple short where I'd just be telling you to do this one thing, okay? But it wouldn't be a consistent thing because you've not become the person that can actually do this. This is why I'm saying you need to become this person. So become someone who's confident in himself, someone who owns himself, someone who's proud of himself, okay? Build yourself up as a man. Keep working, okay? But keep working on your mindset. It's one of the most important parts, okay? So then when you genuinely believe that you're the man, you're going to walk with this constant, natural, authentic way, this authentic, kind of confidence that you'll walk with, and it'll be consistent. You'll do it all the time. That's that form of self-development I was talking about at the start of the video. through that form of self-development and that little internal change, aka your mind, your mindset, you will walk with this aura, okay? This confidence, this arrogance, okay? And it's amazing. It's a very attractive trait because it just shows, you've not had to do anything you've not had to do anything to your appearance. You've not had to go get a hair transplant. You've not had to go do anything. You've not even had to go to the gym for a set period of time. You've just simply had to alter your mindset, alter your self-beliefs, alter your, just alter the way you think about yourself. And then automatically you're more attractive because it comes across physically, okay? It shows within your demeanor, all right? So take that in, boys. It's very, very, very important, okay? Because that is a step that I've given you there that you don't need to actually technically go and do some technical physical changes to. You just need to alter your mindset, realize that what you have, whatever it is that you have, whatever insecurities that you have are not hindering you whatsoever, so long as you don't let them. Be confident in yourself. Own every single part of yourself, bro. Do it. I've got insecurities. I've got things that that I'm not fully happy with, okay? I've got weird abs, bro. My abs aren't even like fully perfect, you know what I mean? But I just own that shit because it's part of me. I'm confident in myself. And I own that is a part of me. Okay? So make sure you're just keeping that in mind, okay? Never let anything that you've got, any insecurity, any belief, hinder you from doing something that you want to do, aka attract women, all right? If you want to fully level up this summer, okay, aka, get a good physique, become lean, lose weight, build muscle, have an attractive face, clear up your acne, all of that, okay? I'm going to be taking on a set number of clients, okay, to work with very closely this summer to make sure that you achieve whatever goal it is that you want to achieve, okay, guaranteed, okay? You can sit dossing around all summer playing video games, whatever, that's fine. You can do that. You can stay a loser. You can stay someone who's not going to get anywhere this summer. But if you want to have a really enjoyable summer, okay, where you're in shape, you're lean, you're aesthetic, you're looking good, you're confident in yourself, okay, we will take you from wherever you are to wherever you want to be, okay, guaranteed for this summer, okay, so that you can have the most enjoyable time possible, okay, because you're not worried about your weight, you're not worried about being skinny, you've not got no acne on your face, you're looking good, and you're just generally confident in yourself. You're going on your holidays feeling confident. You can go and talk to women confidently because you know that you've done everything you can this summer to look the best you possibly can, okay, and be as confident as you possibly can, okay. We have a program just for you, okay. If you message me, if you DM me the word win, okay, my Instagram will be in the link below. DM me the word win, and I'll get on it. We'll book a free call with you, okay? It won't cost you anything. We'll book a call for free. We'll talk about exactly what you want to achieve in more detail, okay? And then we will go from there. We'll come up with a protocol. Me and my team will come up with a protocol to make sure, to guarantee that you achieve whatever goal it is that you want to achieve, okay? Or goals, multiple goals if you have them, all right? I hope that's helpful for you, boys, and I'll see you in a bit.